Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluwa. If you want to know how I made this ruched top, go ahead to subscribe to my channel and let's get started. I got this pattern from Mercy Adams on Instagram. So what I did was to just fill out a form that I'll be interested in trying out the pattern. Then I got chosen. This pattern has 4 different length variation. It has a maxi, midi, mini and a top. I'll be making a top, that's why I just printed out the one I'll be using. So instead of cutting out this pattern paper directly, I'll be placing a brown paper underneath it. Then I'm going to trace out the pattern on the brown paper, and I'll be cutting out the brown paper. I'll not be cutting the main pattern because I may use the pattern later. I'll be using a tracing wheel on the pattern, so this is just going to create a tiny dot on the brown paper so I can trace it out later. I'll be tracing out the extra small because that's my size. I never knew I was that tiny. So even with the extra small, I still had to take out about half of an inch from it because I'm using a lycra fabric. So I'll go ahead and trace out the main bodies and the sleeve. I'm not sure if you can see this clearly. I've used my pencil to trace out the pattern, and I've also taken out half of an inch on all the sizes. What I did was just add half of an inch on the shoulder and the hem. Initially, if you're sewing a stretchy fabric, you're supposed to take out 1 inch from your main measurement before you cut it out. Then you can add your sewing allowance. This is what the pattern looks like all cut out. I love the shape and it looks so perfect. This is the sleeve. I've already cut it out also, and this is the fabric I'll be using for the top, and it stretches on all sides. I've gone ahead to cut out the pattern on my fabric, and I also added extra inches to the sleeve because my hands are quite long. So guys, this is it all cut out. I just like the way it looks without even sewing because I know it's going to make sense when I'm done. Also know that for the top I cut out 2 pieces. The next step is to start sewing. I'll start sewing by my shoulder. I noticed that I should not have added the half of an inch by the shoulder. So if you are making yours, don't add half of an inch by the shoulder. So I'm going to sew the shoulder. After sewing the shoulder, I'm going to join the 2 sides. Once that is done, I'll also sew my sleeve. I forgot to mention that before I cut out the sleeve on my fabric, I made adjustment to it. I actually reduced the pattern too by half of an inch. So guys, I'm done sewing the side of the top. You can go ahead and overlock yours, but I'll not be overlocking mine. I've also stitched up the shoulder. So for the shoulder with the large part, I'm going to measure it. I think it's about 12 inches. Then I'm going to cut my elastic to like half of that. That will be 6 inches. Once I've done that, I'll go to my sewing machine to stitch it up. I've also cut out the strap that I'll be using for the neckline. I think the breadth of this is 1 inch, and the length, I don't know the length, it was quite long though. So I'm just going to start stitching from the shoulder. I'm going to stitch around to like get to where I started from again. I've also stitched my sleeve. I'm going to turn it to the right side. Then I'm going to give it a notch. I'm just going to fix it inside the shoulder of my top. Once I'm done fixing my sleeve, I'll go ahead and stitch the hemline of my top. I will also stitch up the hem of my sleeve. This is what it looks like once I was done stitching. I just love the way it fits my body so well. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.